Back with a bang and not at the porcelain. I'm here and Curtis is here too.
There we go. The guest starts the podcast. Welcome to Behind the Screens with me, Curtis.
And me, Bot.
And today we're joined once again by a very special guest. Tom, how you doing, mate?
I'm very well, and thank you very much for inviting me back on there, boys. It's a pleasure to actually finally meet you this time,
Exactly, mate. I really enjoyed watching the episode. It was the first one that I didn't get the pleasure to be on, and I got to watch it back as a fan, and I actually loved it. It was such a good episode. I was sitting there thinking, this podcast might be better without me. But then I came to the realisation it was just the guest. And you were what made it so special.
I mean, flattery will get me naked, so continue at your peril. I don't know if this podcast goes on Patreon, so I don't know if...
I was just going to say that's the Patreon special.
Right.
$5.99 a month. You know what to do. Get this man naked.
Oh, yeah.
Also, we did just need some extra clips that have, 700, 800,000 views, so that's why we got you back.
You performed so well. The numbers, they don't lie.
Well, if only my ex-girlfriend thought exactly the same, then everything would be right with the world, you see.
Those numbers were more inches and, yeah.
Sore subject.
Anyway, we wanted to start, well, I wanted to start, unless you had a different
No, I'm
plan.
excited.
I thought, Mr. No driving license here, what better way to start than with self-driving cars?
Okay, right.
Firstly, I want to get your opinion. Self-driving cars, yes or no?
It's a difficult one. I think they do have their purpose, but I will never ever own one in the slightest. And it also depends on where they are being used, what the application is for. So the Tesla Robo Taxi, I think it's called.
Yeah.
I can kind of understand that in a place like LA.
Yeah.
Because traffic is just ridiculous. In a place like London, it's busy, but the streets are a complete mess. So it wouldn't make sense. They're always going to be electric, so I'm not really going to be a big fan. But they are better for all of the baby children, right? Because you haven't got like a V8 diesel going along. But they terrify me. Genuinely terrify me.
That's the thing. For me, I feel like there's a world in which, yes, you could lose a lot of taxi drivers, but you can get cheaper taxis if you hop in it. But anytime I see a video of someone getting in one of them, it looks fucking terrifying.
It's always carnage.
Yeah.
Like, I think there's a button like to tell it that it's doing wrong. And that is just, that is horrific.
No. I mean, I've seen clips of like people driving their Teslas down the highway in America, and it's, it'd be a case of, well, this has got self-driving mode. So then they'll just start kissing each other, even though there's like a steering wheel pedals.
What website are you watching these videos
Well, I
on?
can't go on those certain websites anymore because I need to show ID verification. So, but like that alone is enough to terrify me. And there's somebody in the driver's seat able to grab the wheel and sort of change it. But
at times, anyway. They might be a bit occupied, but yeah.
Exactly. But yeah, I just think it's a little bit technology gone too far.
Yeah, I think it's just mental of like, I'm not even a fan of like lane assist or 360 cameras. I'm not a fan of any of that. Whenever I see people now taking a driving test and whatever in these new cars, I'm like, this is so stupid.
It's ridiculous, right? Like, so for example, I believe it's now been law since 2016. It might be slightly more recent than that, but all new cars have to have had a reversing camera fitted as standard. And it's like, even a Fiat 500 has a reversing camera. It's like if you
probably costs more than the car.
Exactly. If you can't like properly parallel park a Fiat 500, I don't think you should have a driving license. No. And all of this tech, like you're saying, lane assist. Again, I don't like it. For example, and she won't like this, but my sister-in-law, she had a little scuff in her brand new 2 Series that they just bought, and we think it was the lane assist because she was driving down near her house, and it's sort of cars parked on either side. And she was driving down, and we think that the lane assist got spooked, and it just sent her into another car. And it's like that tech was designed to make life easier, but it's actually making life far worse because it was like a $4,000 repair bill. Luckily, it was all through insurance, so it's all forgotten about. But it is all of this tech is slowly making us worse drivers, and it's also taking away the thing that we love about driving, which is actually the feeling of driving.
Yeah.
Right? You're a big car guy.
Yeah.
You love your 3 Series when it works.
Yeah, when it works.
And even just the small things like the ability of changing gear, selecting like how many revs you're using, how much slip you get from the rear end, like that's the joys of driving. And this is coming from a guy that drives an automatic, but that's about as much automation as I ever want in a car.
Yeah.
Let me make the steering inputs. Let me be able to see all the things around me. And if somebody walks out in front of me on their phone, well, then they've now just become lunch for my Range Rover at that point. You should have gone to school and listened harder. Like, come on, don't be an imbecile.
Remember the hedgehogs, stop, look and listen.
Quite right. But now they've had to rewrite the code. Is stop, look, listen, then go, then think why you're going through the bonnet of an electric car that you didn't hear 2 seconds beforehand.
Yeah.
Like, it's just... it irks me. And it's another reason why I have a very loud car, or at least that's the excuse, is, you know, loud pipes save lives.
Yeah.
Nice.
I actually am a big advocate for driving tests should be done in a shitty old like 2004 Nissan Micra that barely runs and barely works. No sensors, nothing, just pure driving instinct.
Yeah, and if it breaks down and you can fix it whilst you're on your test, you're then part of the Advanced Motorist Institute. Like, you're straight ahead, go. You've got the license. Well done.
Nice.
Play. So a survey was done, and apparently 1 in 5 people who've got their driver's license don't know how to change a tyre.
That's mental.
Interesting.
Which is ridiculous. But I think it's because most cars don't come with spare tyres.
Do they not anymore?
No, so most cars come with like run flats and that like tyre gel that
yeah.
you can put in, so it'll get you like 10 miles down the road to a tyre shop.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, like changing a wheel on the side of the motorway is terrifying.
Yeah.
But
it's an essential skill.
It's an essential skill that you need to be able to do. It's kind of like basic woodwork. Can you build an IKEA bit of furniture, right? That is the most basic bit of DIY that
that's
you can
incredibly
do.
basic.
Can you do that? Yes, okay, fine. Or can you, I don't know, do a bit of dove jointing? Can you just like cut the wood?
This sounds like the start of a Royal Navy advert. Like, you can build a car, so you can build an A3720.
Oh, mate, that'd be brilliant. Yeah, it's just that it'll just like cut to me with just like a socket set on an AC 130. Yes, I can do this. Yes, very good.
That's actually a good question. Do you think you can change a car tire?
I probably could. I reckon if I
if you gave you the equipment, if you could do it, like without knowing anything about cars.
I think I'm quite handy, so I think I could. I also have a phone and worked out how to like jump my missus' car and stuff like that.
Okay.
Like,
if you can learn to jump a car, you can change it.
Yeah, I don't want to sound good with my hands because that sounds weird, but I like to like be handy. So still, that's not really much better. Sounds like I'm groping people.
I mean, it's fine. You said handy, not handsy.
Handsy. Well, that's a different subject.
Got divulging into filth only 30 seconds.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's what we do. That's what we do here. We're only 30 seconds away from filth at any moment in time. Perfection. And that should be our new tagline.
That's the BTS theory.
The BTS theory, nice. Yeah. I'm going to completely switch the topic up here.
Ooh.
Drive or die. You're in a getaway car and you need a celebrity as your driver. I want to know what the car is and who is driving to keep you alive.
Oh, that's very good. So I'm going to go with Jason Statham as the driver, because Transporter, absolutely iconic films. Also, if we do get pulled over by the bad guys, he's going to beat them up.
Yeah.
It's going to be great.
Yeah.
And the car that we would be in, that's a good one. If it's got to be a getaway car, it's got to be something fast, but it's got to have a big tank. So I'm going to say something uneconomical. So I'm going to say something like a 535D Estate. Just because you can sit that thing at like 140 forever.
Are we talking like one of the newer ones or like a proper like...
Oh, we're talking like 2015 before they completely ruined it with like the Euro 6 and 7 engines. But like,
it's still with a terrible air suspension that dies everywhere all the time.
I think they're springs. I'm not sure. I'll have to check with my brother because this is the car that he's got.
Yeah.
It really annoys me that he's got such a cool car. It's part of the reason I bought a Range Rover, because I was like, can't have my younger brother having a better car.
Just one off him, yeah.
Exactly. I was like, you can't be married, have a dog and a house, and I have none of that. I am having a nicer car than my brother. That's the only thing.
And the most important question, what colour is the car?
Oh, it's got to be dark green with a tan interior, because I've got at least got to have a sexy car.
Yeah,
that is so like bait. Like you're not getting away in that. Like everyone's gonna recognize it. Tan interior, green.
Oh
green
yeah,
car.
but there's people are going to recognize me. But that's just so I can give them the subtle 2-finger salute as I drive past. So yes, it is me, and I'm getting away. Goodbye. See you later.
Now, the funny thing is, in this, I'm picturing you in the back for some reason, despite Jason driving.
Oh, yeah, Jason's 100% driving, and I'm just going to be sat there doing some knitting, having a great time.
Yeah, passenger seat, or are you in the back just like...
With the little
enjoying it?
knitting as well.
Oh, yeah, I'm sat in the back with the passenger seat, like, as far forward and leant down as it can go, and I'll just be checking in with him. It's like, how's it going? Yeah, it's perfect.
All good, very well.
Carry on, as you were.
Love that.
I got a segment for you now.
I was going to ask, what would be yours?
Oh, my getaway driver. Oh, Jesus. Okay, you put me on the spot here. I'm going to go with Barack Obama.
Okay.
All right.
Car of choice would be the Toyota Century. The old Toyota Century.
Yeah.
Peak of Japanese luxury.
Mac,
Not the fastest thing, but I would feel like a Yakuza member just sitting in the back of it. You know, they had the cutouts for the passenger seat. You can put your feet in.
Yeah. Love it.
I would have a little chandelier like hanging down there. I have a little phone that obviously wouldn't work because it's 2G now.
Yeah.
But even if I'm caught, at least I'll be caught in style.
Yeah, exactly. That's the main thing. If you're going to go out in style.
What about you? What's yours?
Well, I feel like you've missed a trick because I said one celebrity as a driver. So surely you just got to go for someone like a Lewis Hamilton, right?
Yeah, but that's an obvious choice.
Yeah, well, I want to the topic, the question was drive or die.
Yeah.
I don't want to die.
Do we commit a crime so heinous that they can't just arrest us? They will shoot us on sight. Is this the case?
Yeah. Well,
okay.
It's the same thing that you're currently on the run from. So it is heinous. It is vile.
Yeah,
it's an awful crime.
And it's something
bad,
no man should ever do.
Yeah.
No.
Pirating movies.
I'm going to put Lewis. I'll tell you what. I'm going to just chuck him in a Ferrari. And
that's just so boring. That's such a cop-out answer, man.
He's going to get me away.
Fun about this.
I want to survive. I don't care about putting my feet up through the passenger seat with my chandelier. Like, what are we talking about? We're not commuting.
What I want to know is, why is Barack Obama your getaway driver?
That's a good point. I forgot about that. I was so excited about putting my feet up.
I just think he'll have some hidden swagger. We talked about this earlier. We were talking about a crossbar challenge for celebrities, and we said Barack Obama would be good at it. Yeah. I feel like he's got a lot of hidden talents, and driving is one of them.
I feel like he's got a good ball game. I'll give him that. Like I think he played basketball in college, so like he's got some decent hands.
Yeah. It's just cool.
Plus, if he, like his nickname from like the right wing American media, there was this one guy that called him Mr. Long-legged Mac Daddy, which I thought was just brilliant. Right. I think if you get pulled over by and you've got Mr. Mac Daddy as your driver, he'll just smooth talk his way out of it.
Yeah. And worst case, he can run with the long legs, jump on his back.
Yeah. Perfect. And then, Bart's just stuck there by himself, like, okay, right, I'll take the cuss then. All right, sorry.
As long as I don't impound my Century, I'll be all right.
Yeah.
Is it my Century? Do I own the car in this scenario? That's a good question.
If you get away, you get to keep the car.
So, okay, fine. I'm just still curious about the crime, to be fair, because did we rob a bank in this
pedophilia?
Scenario? Okay, right. So is there a child in the back of this Toyota Century then?
I think we should move on before this podcast gets demonetized.
This immediately went west.
Yeah. I don't know what. Yeah.
Well, you should have said it. I'm answering your question with a question.
Yeah, it's my bad.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm gonna move on to a less controversial.
Good idea.
Now.
Perfect.
Good idea.
Highway to Hell.
Okay.
This is my segment. Obviously, a lot of celebrities have passed recently, a lot of influential people.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know your opinion as to what car they'll be driving on in the afterlife.
Oh, okay.
I love the name of this too.
Hulk Hogan, he's definitely going to be driving something bright yellow.
Yeah.
Has to be yellow and red. I'm going to say something like an old, square-bodied 1980s Chevrolet truck.
Yeah.
In bright yellow with a massive lift
with
kit.
the long gearbox.
Yeah, exactly that.
Stick.
Just says Hulkamania written across the back of it. And maybe just got a rip halfway down the windscreen where it's just ripping his vest open.
Yeah.
Nice.
And the horn just says, that's not going to work for me, brother.
Yeah, exactly. You. And then Ozzy Osbourne, he's got to be driving around in the Michael Keaton Batmobile.
Do you reckon?
Oh, yeah. He's got to be cruising around in something like that.
I'd have thought it would be like a hearse or something. Black Sabbath.
That's a great shout, to be fair.
Yeah.
Could you imagine having a hearse as your personal car?
Someone did have that on TikTok.
Was it Scotty Furno?
Yeah.
I think his name is?
Yeah, he's insane. I love him.
Absolute.
Chuck all your shopping just into the coffin, bring it into the house.
Yeah,
Great.
Yeah.
Just for context, if you don't know who he is, he's now in Ukraine, delivering aid, or he was in Ukraine delivering aid with shitty trucks. Like he just decided he'll go there. He's like some random guy from like the Midlands or something.
Yeah, I think he's that proper good old fashioned Norfolk boy.
Yeah.
And as he always likes to say, he just commits tax fraud by running his cars on like burnt out oil instead of diesel.
I'm looking at him now. Looks like a character.
From what I've seen of him, he looks like he'd be a proper giggle down the pub.
Yeah, I would love that. I've got one more influential person for you.
Go on.
Pope Francis.
Pope Francis.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. He'd be in a bright white Ferrari Testarossa.
I thought you were going to stick him in the Batmobile as well.
No. You know, the Prince of Darkness, he's the only person allowed to drive the Batmobile, seeing as he, decapitates bats quite regularly.
Do you reckon he's got like the communion wafers and like the ashtray of it?
Yeah,
He's
exactly.
them out.
Yeah, instead of just like outing a cigarette, he's just there like, yes, lovely, delicious.
Excellent. I feel like we need more of those.
I'm trying to think of like recently influential, recently deceased, because that's the whole point of the segment. But I've had a look early online. Not many other influential people have died recently, really.
You sound disappointed.
Yeah, I am disappointed because it ruined my segment.
Well, we could pull back the years. Let's maybe look. Queen Liz.
Ooh. Oh, she'll be driving around in a Rover P5B coupe.
Yeah.
Because that was her
That
car
was her
of choice.
car, yeah.
And she actually famously took out the King of Saudi Arabia? Because obviously women weren't allowed to legally drive. So she picked him up from the airport in the Rover, obviously full escort, and drove him around the grounds of Balmoral. Apparently made him feel sick because she was driving so fast.
Love that.
Absolute gangster.
Did she not have a license or something as well for a while? Like, was that a thing, or am I?
No, I think you're getting confused with Philip. He had his license revoked after he rolled one of the Land Rovers, and then was caught the next day in an identical Land Rover driving down the same road again. They're like, I don't think it's a good idea you drive. And he was like, I do what I want. I'm married to the Queen. You see it?
What would he be driving in the afterlife then?
Oh, he'd be driving something like a 60 sports car, like an old Austin Healey 3000, something like that. Just an absolute boy of a vehicle. Like everybody knew him in his later life as like everybody's favorite racist, but like back in the day, he was just like a proper 60s socialite, just like going out in Soho when Soho was still Soho.
Yeah. Soho is not Soho anymore, is it?
No,
it's just so commercialized now.
Yeah, it used to be the home of sex, drugs, and sausage rolls, and now it's a weird sort of almost vapid place where everybody's just like, oh, I'm drinking in Soho. Like, don't get me wrong, I love what's his face? The Schooner Scorer. I think he's brilliant. I think he's utterly hilarious. The content he puts out is great. He also dresses very well. But, all of the pubs that he goes to then just get like kind of everybody sort of swarms to that pub, like the Devonshire.
I was going to say, it's the Devonshire crowd, just follow wherever he goes.
Yeah. And it almost kind of like ruins it a little bit because like he himself is a character, but not everybody that like religiously follows his content is a character.
No. Yeah, they're all just trying to be him. I actually worked in Soho like before this, and there was a pub on a corner that I could see literally from my office window that went viral because some guy did like a pints chit chat and good people like video, which was obviously like massively ridiculed.
Yeah.
But since that pub has always been busy, and it's like £8 a pint as well. It's it's on the corner of Berwick Street Market, if you know what that is. You know the food market.
Yep.
Yeah, right on the corner. Right. I think the Lighthouse is called, or the Light Post.
Okay.
Some shit like that. Never been in there.
All right, fair.
Super busy all the time. I'm like, bro, it's like £8 a pint in there. Why is it so famous?
I mean, but to be fair though, £8 a pint, that's kind of half of the course
now. Yeah.
It always makes me giggle when people are like, oh, going out in London Bridge is it's a little bit cheaper. I'm like, mate, you can go out in Mayfair for cheaper. Like it's genuinely ridiculous. And Mayfair actually is a bit of a hidden gem these days.
Is it?
Yeah. The Orderly Public House is one of my favourite pubs, alongside the Guinea Grill. That are both like 0.2 of a mile away from each other.
Nice.
Very much recommend. Love those two.
Well, I like to get my bag stolen in one of those.
Yeah, they'll probably pay you for it at least. I feel like that's actually a nice segue into car brands as restaurant chains. So I want to read out some chains to you, and I want you to tell me what car brand it gives off and what vibe.
Okay, I like this.
So we'll start off a nice easy one. Well, it could be easy. McDonald's.
Every man's restaurant. That's gonna be. You know what you're getting with it. It's not great, but it's reliable. I'm gonna go Toyota.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And it's a bit global. Like I feel like it works well.
No, sorry, I'm taking that back. Not Toyota, Ford, because obviously McDonald's American. It's got to be.
Okay.
Yeah. There we go.
Smart.
Yeah.
Pizza Express.
Oh, that's got to be Dodge, right? Like it's American, it's large, it's brash, it's in your face, and if you eat there too many times, you're gonna want to kiss your cousin.
Yeah,
like, that's just what's gonna happen.
I was expecting a Prince Andrew reference at some point.
That's Pizza Express, darling.
I said Pizza Express.
Yeah,
Did you? I thought you said Pizza Hut.
No.
Oh my gosh, crumbs! I'm out of it. Pizza Express. Oh no. What would that be then?
I'll say Pizza Hut for your last one. We'll edit that in.
Perfect. Yeah. There we go. All
And
right.
then Pizza Express.
Okay, Pizza Express. What car did Prince Andrew drive?
You're asking the wrong man.
Yeah, you're asking
To be fair, he was probably in a Bentley or a Range Rover, and I don't feel that kind of adds up.
No.
So I feel like a Pizza Express is probably going to be a Volkswagen.
Okay.
Like it's better than Pizza Hut. It's like, you know, a little bit more refined, but it's not quite like a.
It's not a Franco Manca, is it?
No, a Franco Manca would be an Audi.
Yeah.
Something like that, right?
Nice. Nando's.
Ooh. I'm gonna go with Mercedes because everybody likes to rant and rave about it, but I personally don't think that it's that great.
Okay.
Controversial opinion, I know, especially for
Interesting.
somebody that lived in South London for 6 years.
You're going to upset the Nando's fans and the Merc fans all in one go.
I don't mind upsetting Merc fans. Like, come on, just drive a proper car, drive a BMW for goodness sake.
I agree on.
Nice. My ex and mother of my child has just swapped an Audi for a Merc this week.
Wow.
So I'll be sending that clip on to her.
Please do.
Absolutely. Weatherspoons.
Oh, cheap, cheerful, and you wish you didn't go in there, but kind of glad you did.
Yeah.
I know the answer. I
Go on, what would you say?
was going to say Vauxhall.
I mean, Vauxhall is a good shout, but I feel like there's... Yeah, no, you know what? Vauxhall. I'm going to go with Vauxhall because, like, a good night at Weatherspoons is a VXR.
Yeah.
Like, top tier
That's the
Vauxhall.
maximum.
But, like, most, you're getting, like, a 30-year-old Corsa.
Yeah.
So,
Nice.
yeah, I'll go with that. Great shout.
Nice. Just out of curiosity, what are your thoughts on the Vauxhall Adam?
Too small, and it's got way too much plastic in it. Why? Is that what you're looking at buying?
No, not at all. No, it's just what my partner drives. So I just wanted to send that to her afterwards. So,
Perfectly fine.
yep, excellent. I completely agree. We went to B&Q, trying to fit some stuff into that yesterday was a nightmare.
Oh,
But
gosh.
at least she has wheels.
She's got one up on you there.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like we need to end with a slightly nicer restaurant. I feel like I've gone quite low brow.
I've only got a terrible restaurant in my head, so let me think. If I think of a nice restaurant,
that are chains. No, I'll tell you what. Let's go Five Guys.
Oh, Five Guys. That's got to be Chevrolet. American, again, big,
Portions.
greasy. Kind of not that great for you, but God, it's good.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
good.
so good.
So good. I love it when they're just like, oh, I'll have some small chips, and you end up having enough to feed an entire village.
Just
You're
a
like,
black sack full of chips.
exactly. It's just like as if Santa's just gone, here you go, you will have some chips for dinner tonight. Thank you.
and you get
Nice.
peanuts as well.
Yeah,
But when you go to Five Guys, do you have the Cajun chips or the salted chips?
Cajun.
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 It's got to be Cajun.
I mean, that's when I'm feeling fancy.
Yeah.
I want to be
Oh,
a bit exotic, throw a
yeah.
bit of spice in there.
Dip them into your milkshake, change your life.
Really?
Yeah.
Don't do it.
And what will be your milkshake of choice?
There are two. The most recent was a salted caramel, vanilla, and Biscoff combination.
Whoa,
which-
the instant diabetes pack.
Yeah. And then
Nice.
you add in the chips with Cajun salt. You're barely making it out the door the next day.
Superb.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
But does that
That's
carrot, like, if you were to Macca's, because obviously that is the standard for milkshakes.
No, chips don't go into a Mackey's milkshake
Really?
because there's a different viscosity
Good word.
to the milkshake. Thank you. I knew you'd enjoy that. And it just doesn't pick up the same way.
No, I fully
And,
understand.
Yeah, I wouldn't trust
Are you,
anyone that does.
are you a banana, a chocolate, or a strawberry?
Personally, I'm none of those three things, but banana milkshake, I don't trust it.
No.
It just is powder. I know, obviously, I just feel like nothing to do with McDonald's. Every banana milkshake is vile, I feel.
As soon as you throw a banana into anything, it just tastes like
Oh.
banana. Like it
Yeah,
overpowers
true.
it.
Yeah.
Like,
But I like the taste of banana.
I do love a naan in the morning.
Yeah,
I had one on
I had
the
one.
drive in.
Yeah, I had one this
Great.
morning before
so
the gym.
good. And then immediately balanced it out with a bag of crisps. But like, it's fine.
Well, if you want to talk about balance, my mum, hear me out on this one, does a fantastic banoffee pie
Okay.
where, like the dulce de leche
yeah.
makes that cream like by boiling like condensed milk
Oh,
or
yeah.
something. Oh, it's incredible. And you're like, oh, it's got banana in it, so it's all right. I need to bring it in and you to try it.
All right, I'll come back a third time.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. But to answer your question, sorry, I'm not great at actually answering the questions. Probably a chocolate milkshake, I think.
Interesting.
Safe choice though, from McDonald's.
From McDonald's, yeah.
See, I'm a strawberry milkshake kind of guy. I love it. And to be fair, I will admit I have dunked Macca's chips into a strawberry milkshake, and
it's a mistake though. You need to go.
Yeah, it wasn't as good.
Yeah,
it wasn't as good.
No, it's always the hype. You're like, oh yeah, people do it, and then you try, and you're like, oh, mid.
Yeah, it's too watery.
Yeah,
I think their milkshake.
Yeah.
But
good come with that about milkshakes.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think that'll do for the Carl Bradshaws restaurants. I enjoyed that.
That was good.
I quite like that. I had a few. I wish you said like Frankie and Benny's or something.
Yeah, I just kind of forgot what a restaurant was, and
yeah,
panicked. So here we are.
Perfectly fine.
And
I think we managed to make our way through it without mentioning the war, so we're okay.
Yeah, good work.
Take that.
Build your perfect car using parts from different manufacturers. So you cannot use the same manufacturer twice. I want engine, body, steering, gearbox, and wheels.
Okay.
Tires.
So let's start with the engine. Our perfect car, right? So I'm going to build a sports car. I'm going to build like something that I can enjoy, take down the country roads, but it not break every 30 seconds. So for an engine, I'm going to go for, first of all, it's going to be front engined because I prefer front engine cars. I think they look better proportion wise. I think I'm going to go for the 5.2 litre V10 that was built between Audi and Lamborghini.
Yeah.
So out the R8. It's got to be a manual, and that will be the same gearbox paired up. That'd be nice. Body, I'm going to have that styled by, let's go Disco Volante.
Okay.
Who are a sort of coach builders over in Italy. In fact, they're not called Disco Volante. I can't remember what they're called, but they made the Alfa Romeo Disco Volante. It'll annoy me that I can't remember that coach builder's name.
Carrozzeria?
Possibly. It looks like it's like a winged logo, I think. Yes, that's the badges. Yep. So we're going to have them make the body. Steering, I'm going to go for all the handling and suspension. I'm going to go for...
By the way, that Alpha is absolutely stunning.
It's gorgeous, isn't it?
Yeah.
Handling and suspension setup, I'm going to go for Porsche.
Okay.
You just can't beat it. And I was actually at Silverstone on the weekend in my friend's GT3 RS with a Weissman pack on it. Scariest thing I've ever been in, because he's a pro British touring car driver as well.
Oh, okay.
And my God, the adrenaline hit I had for that. Like, I got in the car and I was just doing this. That thing was phenomenal. Tires, got to be Michelin Pilot Sports. They're just too good. And then brakes, probably the carbon ceramics off of a Bentley Bentayga, because they're the biggest brakes that you can fit to a car.
Yeah, you need those for that, to be honest.
For that V10, she gonna get down the road quite nicely.
Nice.
You're gonna cut the exhaust short as well.
Oh, hell yeah. Loud pipe save lives.
Nice.
I've got sort of a question for you.
Go for it.
I know you mentioned Porsche.
Yep.
You ever heard of Akira Nakai? The
is he the guy that builds the
body kits? Yeah, for Porsche. Yeah. Obviously, he's like massively famous, and he's like, people got a massive wait list just to get the Porsche modified. But I just don't get the hype, because it is just body kits.
Yeah.
Like, that's all it is. And he's out there, they're saying does it traditional way. He's using a Dremel and whatever. He's got people in a waiting room, like, in the middle in the showroom. He's got a cigarette in his, thing. I saw him super gluing, like, what's it called? The thing that a tow hook. I saw him super gluing a tow hook to the back of one of those modified super kits.
Yeah.
What's your whole opinion on that?
So I get the whole RWB thing, in the sense of, if you want to build a show car that's not going to go anywhere, and it's not necessarily going to be like a brilliant driver's car, as a piece of art, I get it. Should loads and loads of people have it? Not necessarily. I mean, like, I think a full RWB 911, if it's like a 993, will set you back thick end of like 300 grand, more. Kind of pointless.
Yeah.
But again, it's the same sort of issue I have with like Liberty Walk and stuff like that. It's kind of, take a car that a manufacturer spent millions and millions of pounds developing, and then make it far worse. Drop it on air ride, big wheels, and then it's completely unusable. Like, I don't get it. Like, if you look at the whole resto mod scene, that I get. Like, you're taking a beautiful old car, putting an engine in a gearbox and tires and brakes on it, that work.
Yeah.
And you're keeping the personality of the car, and you actually now gets down the road, like the Eagle Speedster. That, perfect. Absolutely amazing. But I think, just putting giant body kits on cars, it's ridiculous. And like you look at the trend around London now, like everybody's driving around their Trailsy tractors with giant wheel arches, huge wheels, and it's just like you look like a knob.
And our roads are so narrow here.
I don't know why you'd do it in London of all places.
No, exactly. It's ridiculous. I mean, my Z4 is too low to drive around London.
Yeah.
So why take a Ferrari that's even lower and make that even lower still?
Yeah.
But you're basically just announcing to everybody very politely that you are thick as pig shit.
Yeah.
And often got a small penis.
Quite right, yes, which is also another reason why I drive a classic Mini, because you can't overcompensate in one of those.
You can't.
At least that's the excuse I'm going to use on my Tinder profile.
That's my same beef with like Mansouri. I think it's just such a waste of money because, when Marcus Rashford crashes Mansouri and then Matt Armstrong, was it?
Armstrong.
He went to pick it up, tried to restore it, went onto the Mansouri website, and little like side skirts cost like 25 grand just to get them replaced. I'm like, what are they?
Yeah.
What are they building it out?
He got a lot of views off that.
He did get a lot of views.
He was a happy boy, I'm sure.
Yeah, exactly. And I actually saw him. I didn't meet him, but I saw him at Silverstone. He was in his McLaren 720S. Oh. That thing's glorious.
Yeah.
Like that, he's modified that beautifully. Because all he's done is put a decent set of wheels on it, and I think play with a couple of other things.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't understand this sort of culture that has seemed to have come out of the car community of just trying to show everybody that you have lots of money and zero class.
Yeah.
Like it always used to be a case of show you have class, not you have wealth.
Yeah.
There's
a few good YouTubers that I feel like still are trying to keep that like top dead center. I don't know if you heard of them. Auto Alex. Their whole shitbox series, they'll just go and get a car for like 200-300 quid sometimes even. Yeah. And they'll just display it and they'll drive it, they use it as a daily. He's got a whole festival called Shedfest, which is basically a festival for shit cars.
Exactly. I'm still waiting for the invite out. But like Shedfest, the festival for the unexceptional, like cars are, I think people have forgotten that cars are a tool at the end of the day. And if you are taking away the car's ability to actually do said task, well then it's completely
just a model car. Like you may as well work with a tiny little piece.
Just have a Vauxhall Adam, right? Like what's the point? I don't understand it, and it almost seems as if everybody is now getting very, very sort of hooked up in the social media world of I need to show absolutely everything I own.
My word, yeah.
In this car, it's just like the fascination with walking around with like a Patek Philippe on your wrist.
Yeah,
it's like that I can understand because obviously it's very expensive and it's an investment. But my rotary that costs 200 quid does exactly the same thing.
Yeah,
like it just seems a little bit vulgar and a bit, dare I say it, American.
Yeah, and I think that is the issue with social media now, that the States has always been more showy, more loud, more braggadocious. It is just
another good word.
Thank you. Listen, at the start of this podcast, however many episodes ago, James used to mock my vocabulary and the depth and breadth of it, but not anymore. Not in this room.
Now he's here. The pressure's kind of gone.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
I can be myself.
Thesaurus, lovely.
That is Curtis the Thesaurus. That's hard to say. The Thesaurus Morton. But yeah, the Americans, they're loud, they're braggadocious, they are over the top. And I feel like as Brits, that goes against everything that we are. And again, I want to use another word. To be quintessentially British is to be
reserved.
And small and quiet and demure. And it's just
demure.
Yeah, in a way.
God, man with the words. But you're right, 100%.
And whereas now, social media, people are exposed to it so much that you walk around London and nobody cares anymore about that kind of type of class, and it is just loud and it's attention and it's showy and
show off.
And I think that's why the classic car community has really soared, because everybody's kind of gone, well, what's the point of going and spending 150, 200 grand on a Ferrari or a roller, because now everyone's got one in London apparently. I'm going to go and spend 15 grand on an old Alfa or an old Ford and show that I've got a little bit of je ne sais quoi about myself.
Very good.
And just sort of pull myself into a car meet, and also the classic car community. And to be fair, shout out to a guy called Merlin McCormack, who runs a dealership called the Duke of London. He's really helped to accelerate the classic car community in London, and everybody's lovely. And I've managed to meet so many amazing content creators in the car scene, like Michael Fedowitz, Midnight Lights Cars, Izzy Hammond, JMS on cars. Like, so many people hang out at Duke's because nobody's trying to show off. Everyone's like, this is what I like, and I don't care if you don't. I do. Yeah. And by the way, I really like and respect everybody else on all their cars that they have, because that's what the car community is always about, is you celebrate everybody's difference in likes and wants. Like, most people don't need a Range Rover. I don't need a Range Rover, but I wanted to call everyone a peasant. So I bought a Range Rover. Like, it's
love that.
Brilliant.
That's great. You were touching a bit as well on kind of like class and things like that. And it's, you know, it's abundantly clear. People just have to see you that you are a British gentleman. Like, that is the, you know, it's not a character. No. It is who you are.
Yes.
Do you think the whole idea of being a gentleman is still a thing that exists in 2025 in the UK?
I think it is. I think it's evolved, though. So I think, you know, historically a gentleman was somebody that was very, very well presented, spoke softly, always looked out for the people that were around them. But if you stepped on their toes, they would be able to act like every football hooligan. The problem is that most people don't. It's not that most people don't care about their you know, how they're presented to the world, but most people don't walk around in like a stiff collared shirt these days. And I've got no issue with that. You know, you can be a gentleman and you can be in a tracksuit, right? But I think the idea of sort of British heritage, that is kind of sort of slipping away. Like, you know, for example, and it's understandable, right? You go to Savile Row and you want a tweed suit from Huntsman. Just a blazer alone is going to cost you a minimum of 18.5 grand. Yeah. Like, it's not cheap. And like, then you go to Next and you look at their suits and okay, they're affordable, but they're not great. And I think that the idea of chivalry, that's fading out really quickly. And the reason that's fading out is because so many guys are taught that women fear all men, which isn't true in the slightest. And this whole sort of gender divide, which I think is completely pointless, has kind of happened, and people go, well, I don't need to be a gentleman. And people think that you only, or boys think that they only need to be a gentleman to women. It's like, well, no, you need to be a gentleman to everybody that you come into contact with. And I think it's just a lack of education, patience, and also just a want to just kind of, you know, go about your life as a gentleman. Like, it's one of my favorite things to do is to just be nice.
Yeah. Like,
hold the door open for somebody, say bless you. If somebody random down the street sneezes, I will shout bless you. One, because it's funny. Two, just because you're just being nice.
And it puts a smile on someone's face, doesn't it?
Exactly.
I feel like manners have just gone. I feel like manners just... I've got a young daughter, and that for me has been always one of the things that I drill into her, no matter what, please and thank you. And anytime it slips, it's like, this is one thing that you will never have to like worry about in life if you've got manners. Like, if you are nice, people are nicer to you. If you say please and thank you, you get more. You get better in life. And it blows my mind that so many people have terrible manners.
So I think that it's your opinion may be slightly skewed because you live in London,
perhaps,
right?
Yeah,
or you work in London, right?
Do you know what? Yes, on a day-to-day, but I come from Kent. I grew up in...
So technically the home of manners, right? The Garden of England.
Exactly, and I grew up in what was called the Jewel in the Weald of Kent. So like a beautiful little town. Some of the old bastards there have never known manners in their life, and that is shocking because that's what you would assume.
That is quite
surprising. You know, but there's a lot of bitterness and anger, and you hold a door open, and it's like, well, you should hold a door open for me. And that goes against everything I would assume.
And I think again, it goes back to that kind of thing of just, you know, you have, if you have one negative interaction, then you won't do it again. Right. And I think a lot of people are so quick to make up their minds because again, social media, we're sort of moving at a million miles an hour. If something bad happens to you, it doesn't mean that everybody's going to act that way, right? Brush it off, move on, get the next person. It'll be perfectly fine. But you are very much right that manners have disappeared very quickly. And I grew up in a beautiful place called Marlborough, very, very leafy part of the world. And, you know, you walk down the high street, random people that you'd never seen, tourists even, you just sort of smile, nod, you're all right. I grew up on that. And, you know, my mother was very, very conscious, and so was my grandmother, of whenever I went to a restaurant and I would order, if I ever said, "Can I have?" I'd get shot immediately. It's, "Please, may I have?" And it's just like little things like that. It's just, again, it's also the vocabulary, right? Shakespeare invented slang. Very, very proud of that as English people, or we should be. But I think, look at me saying think, gosh, crumbs. I think that so much slang has now shortened the sentences rather than shortening the words. And we just go, "Oh, I don't need that. Or I don't need that." But it's those little things that make the world a difference. As you say, if you go through the world treating everybody with kindness and respect, it will come back to you.
Yeah.
And, I tried to treat the CEO the same as the person that cleans the toilets.
Yep.
Because if you do, you never know what that person can also bring to your life. There's a guy that details all the cars in the British touring car paddock, and I crack on it with him like no tomorrow. And he's helped open doors to sort of the higher ups within the touring car paddock, and now I'm on a first name basis with Alan Gow and Dan Mayer, the people that run the championship. And it was just because I spoke to the guy that cleans their cars. And it's one of those things of just don't be a dick. It's so easy to just be friendly.
Absolutely.
But when you live in London, people are a nuisance. Like, you're trying to get on a tube station and you're like rammed up next to a guy and you're in his armpit, or you've accidentally elbowed the shorter girl next to you. It just becomes people just become annoying. Whereas if you're in the countryside, you don't have that.
Yes, it's a rat race in London, really. Like you mentioned, the trains, like people will run onto the train as soon as the door opens without even letting people off, and it's just like,
that is, it outside. I'm just there like, okay, fine. Inside, I want to backhand every person that gets on a tube train before people have got off. It's
so revolting. How is there not that understanding? Like, look around you. That you just need any sort of presence of mind to see everybody is waiting. Why are you the entitled person that needs to jump on?
Exactly. And the best tube station in London, without a shadow of a doubt, at peak times, Canary Wharf. I don't know if you've ever seen it, but you go down or onto the platform and everybody is stood next to the doors in an orderly queue. Nobody jumps. Everybody just waits. And who would have thought it would be in like American London that would happen? But it's beautiful to watch. And I made a video recently. There was a traffic jam on the M25. Ice cream trucks there, and people form an orderly queue on the M25.
Fantastic.
But everybody's got their manners and they stay out of the way so that bikes can still filter through. It was delicious to see that.
That's excellent. I'm going to change the topic though. You mentioned just now about dress and, attire. Do you own a tracksuit?
No, I do not own a tracksuit.
Excellent.
I've never owned one.
Excellent. Would you ever own one?
Yeah, I'd own one just to lounge around the house in. I mean, it sounds weird, but I genuinely find chinos and a stiff collared shirt and a waistcoat really comfortable just because they fit, right? But I'm not immune to walking around in jeans and a hoodie. So
on a Sunday, lazy Sunday at home, what are you wearing?
Oh, okay, lazy Sunday. Yeah, exactly. It's made out of silk. So lazy Sunday would be a pair of Levi's jeans, Timberland boots, oversized t-shirt, a hoodie, and then a baseball cap with my hood up. Just to keep, because the other thing is, this is going to sound really arrogant. I don't want it to.
You don't want to be spotted in jeans and a hoodie.
It's not that I don't want to be spotted in jeans and a hoodie, but people, as soon as they see a baker boy, silly facial hair, and a suit, they're like, that's Tom. Whereas if I walk around in a hoodie, people are like, nah, that's not him. And like, I love it when people come up to me and say hello. It's one of the greatest privileges in my life at the moment. And, I actually got a bit teary the other day when like a kid was genuinely shaking because he wanted to come and say hello, and blew my mind. Like, I needed to go and sit in the car for like 5 minutes and chill myself out.
Yeah.
But when I'm hungover, I am not exactly the most pleasant human to be around.
Yeah.
I'm grumpy just the same as anybody else. And if I've just popped out to go and get a coffee down at my favourite pub, cafe and machine, I'd quite like just to get my coffee, sit out in the car park, enjoy the coffee, have 5 minutes to myself and drive off, instead of having somebody come up and be like, hey, how you doing? It's like, I haven't got the brain power and I don't want to be rude. So it's just like an internal way of going, okay, well, I don't have to.
It's your get out of jail free card.
Exactly that.
Yeah.
But
Nice.
also, so comfy.
Nice.
So comfy.
Do you wear pajamas to bed as well?
But ass naked.
Butt us naked.
Got to be done.
I was sort of picturing you like Ebenezer Scrooge with a little like
yeah.
cap.
Like Barney Stinson in How I Met Your Mother, silken gown, just like love it. I mean, to be fair, I always tried to wear PJs because I've got a younger sister, and I didn't want to be walking around in my cacks late at night.
Yeah.
But it just got to the point where I've got a dressing gown, I fling that on, but also like. Turns out I've got a ridiculously fast metabolism. So through the day, I run cold, which is how I can wear a tweed suit in summer. But then I get into bed and I can have a fan on me, window open, like outside the covers, and I'm just wringing in sweat. My body's like, right, time to do all the work you didn't do throughout the day. It's like, I can't do it. Like my ex, Sophie, we used to, religious cuddlers. As soon as it got anywhere near summertime, like some nights I would sleep on the floor just because I was that hot.
There's nothing worse, especially when your partner is someone who is warm to touch, but they feel cold at night, and they're like going to you to cool down, and it's just like it's the worst. Like sensory overload. I need to sleep. Get away.
And is that one where you actually do get to sleep like on a really hot night, and you're cuddling, you're like, oh, this is great. And then you wake up like 45 minutes later, you slightly move, and you're like, it's a water park. No, I don't like it.
You're sliding out of the bed.
You just hear a squeak on your sternum. You're like, oh, no, I can't do it.
Yeah.
Talking of squeaks on your sternum.
Who were, Sailor?
No, I've not got anything. I was hoping a segue would come to me. I've not got something. But I want to hear your ultimate tips to being, I've written a quintessential gentleman, but I don't want to reuse that word. So yeah, your ultimate tips to being a gentleman.
How to be a gentleman. So I would say always, I'm going to sound like Jordan Peterson now, but always stand up straight with your shoulders back. Right? Be confident in who you are as a human being. We're all full of faults. Embrace those faults. If you want to fix them, fix them. But if you don't, keep them. That's part of your character, right? Be proud of who you are and show the world that. Because if you walk along with your shoulders back and like you respect yourself, other people are going to respect you. If you walk along with your shoulders hunched and you're kind of just trying to scuffle and just be invisible, nobody's really going to pay you a blind bit of notice, and that'll make you feel worse. So always be confident in who you are. Present yourself in a manner of which you are comfortable. So I am like a suit, a three-piece is like my modern day armor, right? Like I feel like I'm more respectable in this, but if you're more respectable in an oversized tee and some Vans, fine. Always be polite. Never expect anything in return. So if you hold a door open for a girl, don't expect her to give you a phone number. I wish it was that easy.
We all do.
And always work in a way that you are benefiting not just yourself, but the people around you. And finally, never compare yourself to anybody apart from who you used to be.
Wow. Did you have that prepared?
No, that actually came off the dome. And the thing is, the fact that you call me a gentleman kind of took me by surprise. But like, yeah, that's kind of what I would say.
I thought that was quite powerful.
Yeah, that was powerful.
Touching. Yeah, that's great. Are there days where you struggle to be a gentleman?
Every day.
And what does that feel like?
It feels like I'm not doing myself or the people around me justice. And recently I've been struggling to make content, like a lot. So I had a breakup in sort of January, February, and I went through a period of awfulness. Then it was great, and now I'm kind of back in the it's kind of real phase. And I feel as a content creator that I've always got to be making content. I've always got to be trying to, brighten people's day and whatever that might be, or educate people. And the fact that some days, like on Thursday, I sat down in the car and I just literally put the camera on, knew what I was going to talk about, just suddenly started crying. I was like, put the phone away. I was just like, what's going on? Like, okay, what I'm struggling with something myself, but like, I'm not providing the service. I'm not working hard enough. I should have gone out for a run this morning, or I should have read a book instead of doom scrolling last night. It irritates me, but as long as I can be pleasant to everybody that I come into contact with and kind of, put the mask on, that's the only way that I can deal with it. But again, I'm not going to lie and be like, yeah, every day's great. Because then the people who don't have great days every day, they're going to feel like shit because they don't see anybody else like that. But it's, as I say, only compare yourself to who you were beforehand. So I'm struggling at the moment. A couple of 3 weeks, I should be golden. And I can look back and go, hey, these are the steps that I put in place. I looked after myself and now I'm in a better place. that's all I can hope for, and that's all I will continue to do.
Nice. I like that, the comparing yourself to an earlier you. As long as you're always striving to be better and to improve, then it's the best way to do it.
I can't remember where. I know where the quote is from, which is who wrote the quote originally. I can't remember who wrote the quote originally, but I remember where it's from. Was from the Kingsman.
Okay.
And it was where Colin Firth's character is talking to Eggsy, and he's basically saying, a true mark of a gentleman is only comparing yourself to the man that you were yesterday.
Nice.
It has nothing to do with the way that you speak. It's just how you improve yourself day on day.
And that works perfectly for that film as well. So it's
so manners maketh man.
No, great
so
film.
Good.
Love it. I've got some rapid fire questions for you.
Go on.
We're going to go to this. Should you always pay on the first date?
Always offer to pay. If they protest, say no. And if they protest a second time, fine. But also, never assume just because you pay on the date that something is going to come thereafter, because that just makes you a sleazebag.
Nice. When does confidence tip into arrogance?
When you think that you're better than anybody else. As soon as you think that you are above anybody, you've lost the plot entirely. And it's something that I struggle with because everybody believes that I'm really confident. I'm not. It's a complete facade. So earlier I said, exactly, I said that a suit is my armor. I feel that I can get away with certain things if I'm in a suit because it's a bit of a character.
Yeah.
Right. But it is all a front because I am probably more insecure than most people. Just go out into the world, do whatever you can, and never ever think that you are better than anybody else. You are not more virtuous. You're not cooler. You're not smarter. You are just another human, the same as the person you're interacting with.
Nice. First impression, what's more important, a handshake or eye contact?
Handshake if you're meeting a man, definitely. But eye contact is important for both. If you're shaking someone's hand, eye contact has to be made, and none of this weak, limp-wristed rubbish, right? Squeeze up and down once, twice max.
And what about a handshake?
Very good.
And
Very
also,
good.
weirdly, I would say is when meeting a lady for the first time, it's obviously a very, very European to go, hands on kind of your arms, kiss, kiss. We don't really do that in Britain, so just kind of gauge it. And I always go for a kiss on the cheek, just like a singular, because everybody goes in for a hug these days. But there are a lot of European people living in London, so you might get the double kiss. It's just kind of play it by ear.
European living in London.
We don't really do that in Poland.
No,
to be honest. No, I think it's more of a kiss, show affection to anyone.
Yeah, just a little bit of tonsil tennis as soon as you meet.
That's what you did the first time I met you. So,
mate, you're not supposed
tummy bug last time.
You're not supposed to talk about that.
Biggest turn off: loud chewing or bad manners?
I think it's a par, to be fair. I mean, loud chewing is disgusting.
It is,
and it will make me physically throw up. Bad manners, that's just a sign of just. I would actually say low intellect.
Yeah.
And I've got needs. I could sleep with somebody with bad manners. With just got a low intellect. But that might make it easier with me to
the
seal
loud
it in.
chewing might interrupt you
In more ways than one. But no, yeah, I think these both really, really atrocious. Just learn to keep your mouth closed and just learn to say please and thank you. I'm sorry, that's not really answering the question.
No, I'll accept it. Would you rather be called handsome or wise?
That's a difficult one, actually. I'm gonna say wise, to be fair, because
be honest.
Genuinely, I'd like to say I'm wise. I would never describe myself as a good-looking guy. I'd say I'm not ugly, but yeah, wise. That shows somebody that's been around the block, can sort of read the room, and is not necessarily book smart. That's more street smart.
Yeah. Your weapon of choice: words or silence?
I'd like to say words, but I know it's silence. I'm terrible for it. Like if I can't win an argument or something's gone really badly wrong, I just go into my own little world. I'm like, all right, cool, fine, whatever, you do you.
Yeah.
But I'd love to say that it was words. The problem that I have is I'd trained myself out when I was younger. I was quite a spiteful child with my words. Like I was always silver tongued. Like I could have a full blown argument with my mum at 18 months old, and she hated it. Like it wouldn't be like a full sentence, but I would be able to argue my point, and I would like point at things and be like, that. So I kind of taught myself not to argue as much. So yeah, silent treatment is my weapon of choice, I would say.
Love a bit of silent treatment. That or gaslighting. Two best things to do.
Nothing says a gentleman like some gaslighting.
Quite.
Last one. What's more important, style or substance?
Substance. Always substance. Because as I say, you could rock, you could wear an outfit that I personally think is terrible and I would never rock. But if you are somebody of intellect, you want to work hard and you're really kind to everyone, well, substance will always prevail because people can see through style really, really quickly, which is why I'm amazed that people haven't seen through me yet.
It's because of all your substance.
Oh, sausage. Loving this flattery.
One last unrelated question.
Mm-hmm.
Who should we have on the podcast next?
Oh, okay. I think an interesting person for you to get on the podcast, and I knew that you were going to ask this question, and I had the answer, and I've now completely forgotten.
You can't say Barack Obama.
I can't say long-legged Mac Dad.
Or Jason Statham.
Or Jason Statham. Who would I like to get on this podcast? Because, you kind of cover everything. So I think a really interesting person that I think doesn't get enough credit for his work at the moment is a guy called Hector Lopez. He's got a channel called Heck Chats Whips. He's started an Instagram page recently, and it's him going around. He is one of the most naturally funny human beings that I've ever come across. He's a genuinely lovely human. And I think he deserves his time in the spotlight and for people to find out who he is, because I absolutely adore him.
He looks like a very charismatic guy.
He's brilliant.
Is he UK based?
Yeah, he's London based.
London.
Nice. Lovely.
Yeah.
Hispanic man chatting about whips.
Nice.
That is a bio that would definitely suit this podcast.
Yeah, and we can...
Hector, you coming on?
Done. Excellent. Tom, anything to shout out before we finish up?
Make sure you tune into the British Touring Cars on either ITV4 or YouTube, because they would kill me if I didn't say that. And also, thank you very much to OMG Racing for looking after me this weekend at Brands Hatch for the British Superbikes. That was utterly marvellous. But I haven't got anything interesting for me to shout about just yet. When I have, maybe I'll come back for the third time lucky.
Love it. Excellent.
He will be here.
Maybe we can have all of us in the studio.
Yeah,
for that one.
for once.
For once.
Brilliant. Thanks so much for coming on, mate. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you for having me.
And we'll see you all next time.